Did you ever have any, or did you spend it all?
Money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you able to keep it?
Yeah, I became a millionaire at 27.
Okay.
I lost it at 32. I'd lost it all by 32.
How?
Well, I had no.
What's the lost it story?
I'd spent it all. I had nobody to guide me. I didn't understand that you need to invest money. I had more money in my bag than I'd ever had in the world. And I'm literally like, let's go and spend it. Let's do this. Let's do that. I had no concept
What did you spend it on?
of money. I haven't even got anything to show it.
Welcome to the Excellence Project. My name is Eric Worre, and today I have Rachael Lalji, and she is going to talk to you about how she built her network marketing business, failing at the beginning and ultimately succeeding at the highest levels. You're going to learn some crazy stories, some great lessons, and some ideas on how you can build systems in order to be able to build a more profitable and successful long-term network marketing career. So with no further ado, let's jump right into my conversation with Rachael. Rachael Lalji.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So you come from the other side of the pond.
I do, from London.
Just like London?
London.
Like not an outskirt of London?
Like North London.
North London.
Pretty much London.
It's one of my favorite cities. I like the energy of it, even though I don't like the weather.
The weather's awful. It's awful.
Right.
But there's no place like it on the earth.
Yeah. It's interesting, right?
It's different.
It's got its own vibe.
It's diverse.
Yeah. I was just in Manchester like 3-4 days ago.
Manchester's fun.
Yeah, is it?
Did you not see much of it? It can be fun.
Yeah, I mean, didn't see much. No, actually, hotels and convention centers. I've been several times. You know, it's. I always compare it to London.
They're much friendlier up in Manchester. The more north you go, the friendlier the people get.
Really?
Yeah, we're not very friendly in London.
Why? Like too posh?
We're too busy.
Too posh, too fancy?
I think maybe.
Too entrepreneurial or what?
Way too entrepreneurial.
Yeah. So you're one of the top distributors in your company.
Yes.
And you've been involved in network marketing for how long?
Well, I've had two lives.
Two lives?
Yeah. My first life was a long, long time ago, probably, I want to say 15 years ago. I did 8.5 years in network marketing. I was awful. I promise, I didn't make more than $500 any month in 8.5 years. So I left. I became a network marketing hater.
Mm-hmm.
I was stung by network marketing. All of that jazz.
Right.
So when the company that I'm currently in kind of landed on my doorstep, I was like, absolutely no. I was a hard no 21 times. I was like, no, never doing it again. Then I kind of jumped in.
What caused the change?
I'm that kind of person. I'm just like, if I make a decision, I go for it. And I was sitting in Dubai and some woman walked past me and I thought, I wonder if I could book her some travel. It was literally that. And I picked up the phone, didn't even think about it, picked up the phone, called the girl that had originally asked me to join the business and joined. And that was 5 years ago.
So how long did this person prospect you before you had this epiphany?
She was very clever. She didn't. She prospected me, but then she did the attraction marketing. She just stayed friends. She didn't hound me. She didn't bother me. So she was the first person that was like, basically, it was a different language. She was like, you're crazy if you don't do it, and kind of left it at that. Then the other people kind of came in and, you should do it. You should do it. You should do it. But she was there. Like, hey, babe, how you doing? You know, always in my inbox, never talking about business.
So staying connected,
doing all
keeping the conversation going.
The attraction marketing. I was watching. I was like,
maybe
it looks good.
So once you've been bitten by the bug of this profession, whether you failed or you didn't,
you come back, right?
It's in the blood. It's in the blood. It's just like,
and you fight it. You fight it so hard, though.
Yeah.
No, I'm never doing it again. No. And then I was like, oh, here I am again.
So
5 years.
Yeah. So 5 years you've been
5 years I've been with my current company.
And you're doing well, obviously.
Yes.
Yes.
Over 7 figures. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Over 7 figures in 5 years.
Yeah.
So, you're married, have how many kids?
4.
4 children.
4 children.
And when you were first involved, were you married and did you have the children?
No, not married, no children.
Okay. So you were doing this by yourself back then.
Yeah.
And what were you doing in between?
I feel like I've had like 9 lives.
Yeah, I understand.
I feel like I've had 9 lives. So jobs in between, I was a dancer. I worked with Britney Spears for a while.
Like a fly dancer kind of thing?
Yeah, I was her body double for years. So, and I did her tours. And then in between that, I did everything and anything that I could.
What's a body double?
A body double. So basically, it's nothing to do with actually the fact that their bodies aren't great. So imagine we're doing a video and you fly me out to India and she's got 1 day in her schedule, but the video is going to take like 2 weeks. They'll find somebody else to fill in. So the bits that you don't see her face, somebody else is doing the dancing. And then they edit it all together and make it look like she was there for 2 weeks.
Wow.
It's really clever.
Wow. So that's how they manage the time.
So that's how they manage the
big
time.
shots.
There's 2 of them. Don't you just wish there was 2 of you?
That would be
like,
great.
Can we have like body double?
Yeah. So you're doing that. So that's kind of a interesting, different life.
I did that. Yeah.
How did that happen?
I'd always danced. My background was dance. I'm classically trained. So my background had always been dance.
What types of dance?
Ballet. Like I was trained in ballet, but then I kind of went down the dark side and commercial side. And
well, where there's money.
Yeah. I followed the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hit the dark side for a little bit. Bounced back.
And where did you find your husband?
I found him. It was a blind date. I was living in LA at the time. I was at the Playboy Mansion, and he was over in between the UK and New York. And we were
you drop these casual words in, like I was Britney Spears body double. I was at the Playboy Mansion.
It's a different life.
So
a different
what
life.
were you doing at the Playboy Mansion?
I worked at Playboy for a while. I had a contract there for a little bit. Yeah, but like it's so weird. I feel like all these different 9 lives, like network marketing, and then I've gone into that, and then I'm back in it. It's every time you come back a bit different, a bit of a different person. All these things that you learn from different experiences, different people.
Yeah,
you meet a lot of people doing.
All right, so you're at the Playboy Mansion.
Yeah, met the husband on a blind date through a friend that we knew. He was in New York. He came to LA. I was like, I need to take you back to London. And I just gave it all up overnight, went back to London, got married.
Really? Just
yeah.
Boom.
And boom, just like that. I was like, I'm done. Time for my next life.
So was it like love at first sight or something?
I don't believe in love at first sight.
So,
he was a grower. He was a grower on me. I liked his energy. We got on. He was just like, why are you here? I was like, I don't actually know. He was like, come back to the UK. So I did. And then over the next couple of years, 4 kids. And I was at this, what am I doing? We live a lovely life over there. But I'm definitely not wife material. Let's just put it that way. I wasn't made to be at home and have children and be looked after, I think.
But you have 4.
I do, and I love being a mum, but I was always like, I want to be the breadwinner. I want to make the money. I think I've always had that fire in me.
What does he do?
He's in banking.
So banking and network marketing.
Yeah, he's the best salesperson.
One person brings in the money and the other person makes sure we hold on to something.
Make sure we invest it. Yeah, but he's a brilliant salesperson.
Huh. Bankers are salespeople?
He's in sales, yeah.
So what does he sell?
Yeah. So, don't ask me what he does. He does hedge funds and they're salespeople.
Everybody's a salesperson.
Everybody's a salesperson. You got to get your clients, you got to get your contracts, you got to get their money. You're selling yourself.
Right. And services.
And the services.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to get to network marketing, but I want to start earlier.
Okay.
So growing up, were you an entrepreneurial family?
No, my parents were school teachers.
Really?
Yeah, so very employee mindset.
Okay.
Nobody in my family has ever had a business of any type. No, definitely not brought up. But always had a belief that there was something else. Somebody once told me when I was 6 years old, and I used to do competitions and
What kind of competition?
like dancing competitions.
Okay.
And sometimes I would win these.
So you started dance
very
young.
early. And my mum would come backstage and she'd be like, I don't know how you won that, but here we are. She'd be like, of course you won that. And I remember somebody saying, if she fell in shit, she'd come out smelling of roses, and it stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd always had in my head, I can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I swear it's from being 6 years old and somebody saying, whatever she does, she's going to just.
She'll kill it.
She'll kill it. So I teach limiting belief. I teach how to get, rid of limiting beliefs. But for me, I never had that because somebody taught me that actually I could do anything. So I grew up believing that anything was possible, even though there was not any, no entrepreneurialism in my family whatsoever. But I was like, oh, we'll just do it, won't we? It was like tick, tick. I feel like I've gone through life with like a tick list, hence my 9 lives. I want to go to Playboy Mansion, tick. I want to do this, tick. I want to do that, tick. And it's like I just go through and go, right, I want to earn $1 million, tick. I want to be number 1 in the company, tick. Tick, 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 tick. I want to sit here with you, tick.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when that's in you.
And you think you think how much of it stems from that conversation?
I think everything, because I think that's the only conversation I can ever remember having that really stuck out.
So did you ever get any resistance on your ideas of being an entrepreneur?
Loads. I think resistance is every day. It's part of life.
I'm talking about early. So most of your competition came from dance.
I don't think my parents would ever have been like, don't do that, because I'd be like, well, I'm kind of doing it anyway.
Do you have any brothers?
Yeah, I've got a sister.
Okay. And her? What's she like?
She's a lawyer.
Okay.
So she
driven.
went down.
She's driven too.
Yeah, she went down the school and the university and that. And I was just like, well, I'm just going to go out there and see if I can find a job doing something that I enjoy.
Okay. So you use the dance as the foundation.
Yeah.
Were you any good in school?
Yeah, I was quite good at school.
Really?
Yeah. Because I was like, my dad said, yeah, you can't go to dance college unless you get all your A's. So I'm like, well, I'll have to get my A's then.
Ah. So there was. Talk to me about dance college. So you went to primary school.
Yeah, and then I went to dance college I was 14 when I went to dance college.
So do you have to be like chosen? Is it like a flash dance type of place?
Yeah.
Where like Juilliard or something?
A little bit like the London version of that, yeah.
Okay. So you're going there to learn how to dance for real.
Yeah, that's in my head. I'm going to be a dancer. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be on the stage. And then that's where my first.
Where were you imagining your career would go?
I thought I was going to do, at the time, I thought I was going to do West End, which is kind of Broadway.
Sure.
That was my love. That was my love. But then obviously I've come from this small town.
Could you sing?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So could you act?
Yeah.
Enough?
Enough to get by.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever do any theater?
Yeah, I did. I did loads of theatre, like growing up. I did lots, but then now we're going back again. So when I was 16 and I was due to move on, I got a recording contract.
Ah.
So I left college and went in the recording, like the singing rather than the dancing. So I kind of veered off, even though I was always going to be, in my head, I was always going to be on the stage. I kind of veered off. Ended up in this pop group, which was...
What was it called?
Oh my God. It was called Boom. And we had 3 wonderful years of traveling the world and being crazy. And it was like, wow, seeing how the other half lived. And I was like, I want that.
So 3 girls?
It was 3 girls, 3 boys.
3 girls, 3 boys.
Yeah.
So not a boy band.
Not a boy band, not a girl band, them band?
A them band.
A them band. Can you call it
a combo.
A combo. We were a combo.
Did you have any hits?
We did. We had top 10s.
Yeah?
Yeah, we were good. Do you know what? Looking back, we were good.
Yeah?
But as record companies are, we weren't making them enough money. And we got dropped. Again, rejection all the time. Rejection, regression, highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows.
Auditions.
Yeah. And it's kind of in me. And when I first started network marketing, it was really hard. My biggest hurdle was trying to understand that people get knocked back by rejection. I was like, but it's every day.
Yeah, it's life.
And it was really hard because in my head, I'm like, but that's part of life.
Right.
And I had to really understand that a lot of people haven't had lots of rejection.
Yeah.
Because they keep themselves away from it. And I'd literally put myself in the firing line day after day after day. That was my thing. Okay. Yeah. Here we go again.
I wanted to do Broadway too when I was a kid.
Did you?
Yeah. When I was
Can you sing?
18, 19. I used to be able to. It's been a long time. But I realized I wasn't good enough. Not really. I mean, I could always command a stage. I could always make a connection with an audience, but there were people who were so much better that were
competitive.
And in between, they're waiting tables. They were working in lounges on cruise ships, singing to people that weren't listening.
It's hard.
And I couldn't handle that.
It's hard.
So I just said, there's got to be, it's like, I guess that's not the path for me. Because, I mean, when I think back, if I would have gotten, picked the show, Les Mis or something, and I was doing 8 shows a week for $100,000 a year.
You'd want more. It wouldn't be
I'd
enough.
Be miserable.
It wouldn't be enough.
There's nothing like a theater company. There's nothing like.
You do it for love, though. You do it for love. You don't do those jobs for money.
Yeah, I'd still go back and do theater. If it was the right production, just to do it.
But then it flips, and you're like, oh, I'm chasing the money now.
Not even the money, not even for the money of it. Just the nostalgia of theater.
It's amazing. It's an amazing business to be in. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But then what happens when there are network marketing companies filled of people that haven't made it in the theater.
Yeah. Talent. There's a lot of talent out there.
Lots of talent out there.
You got to be able to hit it right. You got to be able to be good enough.
They're good at network marketing because they're performers and they're presenters. So when you actually get to the network marketing bit where you're on stage, you're like, I feel like I belong here.
Yeah. Well, like I say, it's the last 8 days was in front of 50,000 people, doing performance.
Doing what you do.
Yeah.
What you love. Yeah.
Yeah. But my performance takes the form of training.
Yeah.
So it's you took the same skill set basically of connecting with an audience and passing on some sort of emotional or intellectual connection.
Yeah.
And then seeing how they respond.
Yeah. Basically that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you go to Flashdance College.
I go to Flashdance College.
And you're there for how long?
I'm there for 4 years. Come out with my recording contract, give that a go for 3 years, and then do every job in between that I can find to pay the rent, find network marketing, think, this is it. I've seen network marketers, they make millions.
Didn't you think you were better than that?
Better than network marketing?
At the time?
I think, I don't think
Was it a step down for you? Yeah, after having all this
I think it was a filler.
Glamour and
it was
glitz.
A filler. I think I looked at it as a filler. I didn't take it seriously. I definitely didn't take it seriously. It was the side hustle that they sell.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the career that we have. It was the side hustle that they sell. So I was like, well, if they're making a little bit of money selling these products, I can make a little bit of money, except I didn't. And I had a garage full of product and I bought more product than I ever sold. And I was like,
So then how long were you out?
As in
between companies?
Oh gosh, I'm going to say probably about 8-9 years, maybe even more, maybe even 10 years.
8-9 years.
Then I really lived in between that bit, found my husband. And that's when I came back to London, I was like,
I have a bunch of kids.
Had a bunch of kids. And I was like, I need to find something. What can I do around the kids, that earns me the money that I want to earn, that I can do on my own terms in my own time, and that I could be quite good at. We traveled as a family anyway. We go on a lot of holidays. My husband had at one point had said, listen, New York's too much. I'm going to take 6 months off and let's go traveling around the world. I was like, great. Within a week, we'd booked a whole trip around the world, traveling around the world, kind of got a bit of traction on my social media. They're like, that's that family that do that traveling. Look, you got to follow them. And that's when I think everybody started to.
You took the kids with you. Did you homeschool or something?
Yeah.
Still?
No.
Okay.
No.
That would be hard.
I couldn't do that. I have a whole village at home looking after them when I'm not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I don't have the patience for that.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience.
Yeah. Some moms are built a certain way and some moms are built a different way.
Yeah. And I hats off. I've got a lot of my friends are homeschoolers and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I literally kick drop mine into school.
Or they're the wife.
Or they're the wife. I tried that.
They're
I
happy.
tried.
They're happy with that.
And that is, yeah, that's great.
Or they say they're happy with it. I don't know if they're really.
No, I think you can. I think you can be happy.
Yeah.
I'm just.
What percentage do you think are happy and what percentage do you think are not?
Yeah.
We're not naming names.
I don't know. Oh God, a number.
Half?
Maybe less.
Less than half are happy.
I think it depends where you've come from. I think if you've never had a role where you've been kind of, the top of the role, I think it's easier. If you have come from something where you have had, where you have made the money, it's very hard not to make the money. For me, I'd always made money. I was good at making money. That was my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then to have somebody say, you don't need to make the money anymore. I'm like, but I like making money.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much, but I like money.
Right.
I don't want to spend yours. I want to spend mine.
Right. Did you ever have any, or did you spend it all?
Money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you able to keep it?
Yeah, I became a millionaire at 27.
Okay.
I lost it at 32. I'd lost it all by 32.
How?
Well, I had no.
What's the lost it story?
I'd spent it all. I had nobody to guide me. I didn't understand that you need to invest money. I had more money in my bag than I'd ever had in the world. And I'm literally like, let's go and spend it. Let's do this. Let's do that. I had no concept
What did you spend it on?
of money. I haven't even got anything to show it. Cars, holidays,
clothes,
bags.
stuff.
Didn't even buy a house. Like nothing.
No assets.
There is nothing to show for it. And that was a big hit.
Mm.
Having $1 million, losing $1 million.
It's an interesting feeling.
It's tough. But knowing that you got it so you can get it again.
Right.
But
you had
how?
earning power. You just needed to figure out
how.
vehicle.
Where was I going to find another $1 million? And I think that's when I went on my search. I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do that, I'll do that. And nothing was bringing in the money. Then I suddenly get married and I'm like, I could borrow his, but that's not enough. I don't want his. I want mine because I did it the first time round.
Mm.
And I think that's where my
Did he
fire
ever tell
comes
you,
from.
babe, you don't need to do this?
Every day.
I got this.
What are you doing?
Just relax.
Yeah, every day. Like what?
Still?
No, because now he wants to be retired. So now he's like, come on. Now he's like, can you just earn a little bit more? Because I want to retire. So now it's turned around. But it's taken 5 years for him to turn around.
If he retired, what would he do?
Right, that's what I said. What would you do? He's like, well, I'd do what you do, Rach. I'd go see my friends. I'd go out for lunch.
Just relax.
Because I do what moms do. I was like, how dare you?
Well.
He thinks that, no, he would have it. He goes, I'll be the house husband. I think when you've worked in the city for so long. You need a break at some time. And he's like, listen, well, if you want to go and make the money, you go out and make the money and we'll reverse roles.
Right. Interesting. So you guys been together how long?
Married 13 years.
Okay. And your kids are age what?
4, 8, 9, and 12.
Okay. Fun ages.
Fun ages.
About ready to have a whole bunch of teenagers.
12 is horrific.
Yeah.
Horrific.
Boys, girls?
3 girls and a boy.
Okay.
My boy's easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
The girls are a little competitive, huh?
Girls, they've got my fire. So,
yeah, the apple drops, right? from the tree.
And they see me work and they see me go out there. And I think they're like, mummy's working, mummy's traveling, mummy's doing this, mummy makes her own money. So they're going to be brought up around that.
Yeah. So side benefit.
God help their husbands.
God
help them.
Why? Their husbands are going to be good. They're just,
they're going to be looked after.
Their husbands are going to be able to kind of sit back and go for the ride.
That is true.
But they probably won't be attracted to that type.
No.
Yeah. One thing I find interesting with strong women is the type of guys that they're attracted to or that they end up with.
Oh, I think, yeah. I mean, you have to have somebody who meets you. Like, I'm very fiery. I go off the handle. I mean, emotion. When you're teaching emotional intelligence, then you're like,
yeah, okay.
I need me some of that. I can go off. And he's very calm. And he'll just be like, all right, babe, whatever. I think you need somebody who is so confident in themselves to deal with that. And actually, when women are making money, it's hard for guys sometimes. They feel threatened.
Yeah, I mean, the saddest thing for me is watching a strong woman. I know a lot of strong women in the network marketing field that can't seem to find the guy that's strong enough to handle them.
Yeah.
So they settle.
Yeah. And
they settle for a weak guy that's just going to carry their bags.
Yeah. And it's I need to, but they're the same thing. I want to go to work and I want to be that strong person and I want to be the leader, but I want to go home and still be looked after. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be the leader at home. I want to be bringing in the money.
Right.
But I don't want to be the leader at home. I'm like, well, that's your job.
Yeah.
you do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take that from you.
So who's the easy one for the kids and who's the hard one? Who's the disciplined one?
Oh, he is like the discipline. Yeah.
And you're like,
I'm just like anything goes. I'm just like, sure, babe, whatever.
So they know who to go to for certain things.
Oh yeah. Because I think you learn from your mistakes. So I'm very much like, go and make your mistakes and learn from them and come back and tell me.
Right.
But he's like, no, they'll never make any mistakes because I'm going to make sure that they don't. And I'm like, where are they learning?
Yeah.
Where's the learning bit?
There has to be some pain.
There has to be some pain. They're my children are sitting in a very, very privileged situation.
Yeah.
And we know that. So I need them to make some mistakes.
Right.
I need them to know that it doesn't just get handed to you.
They're not rich. You're rich.
Yeah. Well, ask them that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing that's got to be pounded in.
And that's what we've got to work on. Yeah, because they're not rich. They're not.
Yeah, you're poor. You're dirt poor.
They're going to get a shock.
We're rich.
When they get kicked out, they're going to be like, whoa, you don't just have that stuff. Like,
our youngest just went to college. He's like, this real life stuff.
Yeah.
This is different.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the earlier you can teach that, the more equipped they are for life.
Yeah.
It's not fair to just give it. It wouldn't be fair if we just gave them everything and said, that's how life is.
Yeah.
Because they're going to get a horrible shock.
I wasn't the best teacher with that early on.
Yeah, because you want to though, because I don't come from money.
Right.
My husband doesn't come from money. We've made what we have, and you do want to spoil them. Mm-hmm. You do. It's in you as a parent. It's in you. Mm-hmm. I think it would be wrong for us not to, but at the same time, it's like, where's that line between spoiling them and letting them know what real life is like?
Right.
To them, that is real life.
You want to give them a roadmap as best as you can.
Yeah.
But then not do it for them.
Yeah. And I can't ever say that's normal.
The hardest part is when they make bad decisions and then they have consequences and you have money and you can solve their problem to not solve their problem and have them have to deal with their own consequences. That's the hardest thing in the world for a person who makes money, in my opinion.
Being a parent is hard.
And it keeps going, just so you know.
Oh, don't tell me. No, it's meant to get better.
Well, no, I'm just telling you, we always do this countdown. As soon as you have a kid, you add 18 years. And I'm going to be this much old by the time they're 18 years old. And in reality,
no.
They're going to be your kids forever.
I can't see mine ever leaving home.
Really?
No. Got it too nice. They're never leaving. They're
gonna try. They'll try it, but They'll see how far they can milk it. That's for sure.
I'm like, out.
So tell me what you've learned in the last 5 years. So last 5 years, you
God.
decided to take this seriously.
Yeah.
And you say, it's okay, I'm going to actually really build something.
Yeah.
So walk me back. You're sitting in Dubai. You're like, all right, I've had this drip on me. This idea of maybe I could do something. And all right, I'm going to give it a try.
Yeah.
So walk me through your first 90 days.
So my business, my company was very new.
Mm-hmm.
So I was positioned in a space where
Still very new.
Still very new.
Mm-hmm.
Still, we've not even started, which is exciting. I can feel the momentum though.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel the push, the waves coming.
Mm-hmm.
We're not there, but it's coming. So nobody knew of my business.
And you're in the travel business.
In the travel business.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knew of my business. So I had an Instagram following, but I wasn't an influencer. And that's the difference. I feel like I would never sold anything on my social media. I wasn't actually monetizing from my social media,
Mm-hmm.
even though I had 100,000 followers. They were just following us for us. So when people are like, you're not monetizing, I thought, well, maybe I start. So my first 90 days was wild because I had the trust.
Mm-hmm.
I had the connection. Nobody had ever come to my page to buy anything. So they didn't think I was selling them something because I wasn't a salesperson. So I come out and all of a sudden I'm like, there's this travel business. We can do this, and this. You can monetize from something that you're already doing. I'm not selling you something, you're doing it already. My inbox just went wild. So I hit the first 2 ranks in my first week.
Mm.
Not normal. How do I duplicate that?
Yeah.
So my first 90 days was purely onboarding. I had no idea what I was doing. There was no system. There was no trainings. There was no nothing. We're a really new company.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, I've got all these people here. What do I do with them? So subsequently, they all left.
Really?
Yeah.
So, pop and drop.
Pop and drop because I had no idea. And I was like, wow, another lesson. Another lesson. I have the authority here. I have the trust in place. I have the people that I can bring in. But how am I going to do this? And how am I going to have them stay? So my first 90 days was, I felt like I was the queen, top of the company. She's just come in. Who is this girl? And then I suddenly realized I have no idea what I'm doing. So the following 90 days, I picked up books. I'd never really read a book since school. I wasn't in a business where we read books. I was always busy doing stuff. So I picked up a book and I was like, I missed it. I can read. I missed this. And I started to learn. So over the next year or so, I learned basics of network marketing.
Right. GoPro showed up somewhere.
GoPro showed up. It was the first book that I read. Somebody had said, read it. So I was like, okay. And I learned systems and I learned that it's a funnel and I learned sales. And I actually learned that, oh my God, there's so much I learned from those first 90 days. You can't just bring people in. You have to look after them.
Right.
I feel like I did everything wrong in my first year so that I could do everything right in my next 4 years. And that's the thing I say to people. I say, listen, please follow my system. I've created a system. Well, me and Leah have created a system that is foolproof. It's for the lowest common denominator. Everybody can do it. We're not teaching leadership here. We're teaching basic, fundamental sales because people don't realize that network marketing is purely sales.
Yeah. They think it's sharing.
They think it's sharing and recruiting. And I'm like, it's sales. It's sales. If you can learn sales, you can do network marketing.
Hey there, just a quick interruption, especially for network marketers. Whether you're just starting out or if you're ready to level up, GoPro Academy has just what you need to take your network marketing business to the next level. Get step-by-step training on how to get started or restarted the right way, and then get everything you need to earn 6 figures or more and become a network marketing pro. To learn more, just visit goproacademy.com. I've helped millions of people learn how to recruit, tens of thousands of people to reach 6 figures, and I've personally helped more than 1,000 people achieve 7-figure incomes and above in network marketing. I can help you too. Head to goproacademy.com today. And I'll see you there. Right.
And I started to bring people in and funnel them into a system. And I started to have a bit of organization.
What did the system look like?
The system looks like, so we actually have, me and Leah have exactly the same. We have an online page. I call mine the Vault. They come in. I do the first 7 days. I hold their hands for the first 7 days. I give them their critical conversation within 24 hours. I funnel them through every single day. They get an email for the first 7 days. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Because the first 7 days, you're going to make or break. You're going to leave or you're going to stay.
Mm-hmm.
We then funnel them into our business training. So our business is travel. So they have to learn how to book travel, how to use our suppliers. Boom. And then I put them into a boot camp, and we have a continuous boot camp that runs back to back every 6 weeks.
Okay.
So you can pick up the sales boot camp every 6 weeks, and the sales boot camp is the 7 steps.
Right.
Every week we do a different step, and it just repeats and repeats and repeats. Community. I've built the most amazing community.
Yeah. How many people you have on your team now?
15,000.
All right. 15,000 reps.
Yeah.
And that includes customers?
We do both. So our business is slightly
They're a mix.
different. So we have 2 companies that work exclusively together. So our first company is people join and they become travel agents,
Mm-hmm.
and they sell the holidays, and then the reps sell the travel agency business.
Mm-hmm.
But our customers are people that buy the holidays. There's
Okay.
thousands and thousands of them. They don't have to sign up to anything because we're travel agents. We don't
there's
sign customers up.
Your customers are not the 15,000.
They're not part. No, customers are not part of the numbers.
So 15,000 are your team builders.
Yeah, you could be my customer. I could book you a holiday. You don't have to
Mhm.
sign up to anything.
Mm-hmm.
I just book you a holiday as an agent.
Got it.
They're not you're not my customer. You're my customer, but you're not part of my team. I only sign up travel agents and reps together. So
Right.
15,000 are people who are either selling holidays or selling the business.
And how many lines of significance do you have? Like significant lines of sponsorship?
As in like main legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got at the moment
Or strong, let's say.
so we work from directorship. So
Mhm.
on my front line, I've probably got about 45, 50 directors. So these are people that have got strong legs. I've got 5 really strong legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So five really
Five
strong,
really strong
45
legs.
doing something.
45 with big teams. Yeah.
Big teams or just teams?
I'd say big teams. I mean, to be a director, you've got to have at least 100
Okay.
people. So between 100 and 1,000
And where'd you find all these
people.
people? Social?
social media.
Yeah. Social is
Yeah.
still your primary?
I only do it on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, just one
Instagram
platform.
alone?
Instagram alone.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I've got a front line of, at the moment, just over 800.
And in 800 people frontline, what's your system as far as how you make a connection, how you start a conversation, how you convert that into a business conversation?
I pivot really.
What's the process when you're doing it
So
on Instagram?
with my conversations, I've got to the point where a lot of people self-recruit themselves now because I turn up every day. So I do a lot in my stories. So I'm always selling every single day. I'm doing something attraction marketing. I'm always talking about the business. And if any time anybody drops into my inbox and we're chatting, I will pivot straight away. By the way, you're obviously following me. Are you interested in what I do? Are you doing the travel business? Do you go on holiday? But I'm very much like well, I've got you. Let me speak to it. Oh, can't believe I didn't ask you. Did I ask you this already or not? I'm very conversational, very conversational. Pivot immediately. If anybody new comes in, pivot immediately and then build the relationship. So I go a bit backwards with the pivot to the relationship. I let them know what I do.
But your sponsor went the other way. Your sponsor built the relationship and then the pivot happened later.
Yeah.
You pivot pretty quick because you already have a following.
Yeah. So I pivot really quickly because I want them to know what I'm doing. I want to ask them straight up, but then I'll build.
Do you give them an out? And what I mean by that is, you'd say, hey, have I told you about this? And don't worry if it's not for you. Don't worry about it.
I never say if it's not for you, don't worry about it.
No.
I just say, have you heard? And if they say no, I tell them. And if they say yes, I'm like, and why didn't you join?
Mm-hmm.
Was there a reason? And then if they say whatever, I'm like, oh, great, okay. And then I continue. But then I post to their pain points. So I do a lot of indirect posting. So if somebody comes to me and goes, yeah, I did see what you do, but I have no time. Guess what my next post is going to be about? Edifying somebody in my team who had no time, who's just hit a rank.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they see that.
So you prospect by prospect, they give you ideas when it comes to content.
Yeah. I hit pain points. My whole content is pain point.
So talk to me about your Instagram strategy, top to bottom, as far as your brand, your look, how much is on stories, how much is posts, how much is reels.
Okay, so
all of that.
My family is the brand.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been the brand. I rarely mention, what the name of the company is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not against it. If somebody asks me, totally not against it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not product. I'm this is me. This is our brand. Very travel orientated. So we do a lot of traveling. So I'm always traveling, always showcasing. Every single day I will drop that we've done something with the business in. It might be like flying here first class because we're part of the business.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously we can't sell it on that, but we'll always drop in that I'm doing this because I do network marketing. This is happening because this is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
So stories are massive. I do everything on stories. So stories are where my audience are. As in posting, I post, but I don't post to sell.
So what do you post to do? Just
I
show
post
the life?
I post just to show that this is what we have, this is our life, this is what we do. I never post to sell.
Where do you sell?
In stories.
You
Person to
sell
person.
you sell in stories, you post to show the life.
Yeah. So attraction marketing at the front, selling in the back.
Got it. Now, how many times a day do you post?
Stories, every day.
Like how often?
Every day, probably, depending on what I'm doing, at least
If you average
3-4 times I'll come on a day. Always stories.
Is it ever live or is it
loads? I do a morning live sometimes. So I'll do like a breakfast live. So sometimes if I come back from the school run, I'll do a 9 o'clock live where we just talk. I never plan it. We just come on and we just talk. And people like that. They're like, hey, I'm really connected with my audience. One thing that I'm good at is connecting with my audience.
Mm-hmm.
I find that if you're too salesy, people disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you've got to make them think it was their idea.
Mm.
You've got to make them at some point self-recruit themselves.
So you're selling.
I'm selling without selling. I'm selling the dream. I'm selling the idea.
You're selling,
the
but
life.
you're selling in a way that where they don't feel sold.
They never feel like I've sold. I always say to people, how many people did I actually really ask to join this business? Or how many people did I just mention it to you?
Yeah.
That this was going to be a really good idea. I drop the seeds at all the points and then I water the seeds and the trees grow.
So it's less formal.
Oh, it's not formal at all.
Yeah.
At all.
And from that, 800 people have joined in 4 years?
Yeah.
Or so?
Many more, but obviously some have left. But I've got 800 active at the moment.
That are active at the moment.
Active at the moment, yeah.
And why would people leave?
That's a very good question. I never understand. Why would they leave? Why would you leave?
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why anybody would leave because everybody gets the same training. Everybody gets the same community. Everybody gets the same, it's the same opportunity. I think a lot of it is self-limiting beliefs. I think a lot of it is outside noise. I think people are influenced way too much by somebody that has no idea what network marketing is. I don't think people leave network marketing because they don't like network marketing. I think people leave network marketing because of the noise that is surrounding them.
Right.
100% of the time. And also we live in a one-click world. Everything is one click. My kids won't even allow me to cook a chicken because they can click Nando's and it'll be there in 5 minutes.
Right.
They won't wait 20 minutes. This is the world that we live in. So people aren't prepared to stay the course. They're like, well, they're making 100K over there. I'm like, but is it sustainable? They've made 100K. 100K.
Right.
Come to network marketing and you can make multiple 100Ks.
Sure.
If you give it a little bit of time, and people won't. So I think a lot of people, well, I've been doing it for 3 months and I didn't see the paycheck.
Well,
it's delayed gratification.
In your case, you started and you got some success in that first 90 days and then everybody quit. Was that discouraging at all for you?
Yes and no. Yes, but no, because I knew why. I knew why they left.
Why?
There wasn't a system. There wasn't a support. There wasn't anything to plug them into. They had joined and I was as blind as they were. I kind of wish that I'd done the learning first and then I'd gone out there. But I did it the other way. I kind of got excited and
It kind of doesn't.
recruiting
I don't really know very many people that have ever done that.
No.
You kind of have to learn from doing.
No, 100%. But I feel like I was as blind as them. It's like I joined the same day that they joined. And they're looking at me to lead them. I'm like, but I'm on my day. And my upline was like, understood the assignment. She got me in and she left. She was like, she's in, off we go. And she's living a happy life. I was kind of there on my own. I had to kind of figure it out. So I know why they left at the beginning. It was discouraging, but it wasn't surprising.
Yeah. So the word that I've heard recently, which I haven't heard before, is having a flow.
We've definitely got a flow.
Yeah.
Definitely.
When people join, they have a flow.
Yeah.
They know where they fit. They know where they are.
Yeah.
They know what's next. What's the next step?
It's knowing where you're going. Actually, I've recently had a couple of girls come over to me with, unfortunately, a business that isn't going so well, and they're seeking other people, other companies. So they came over to me and they were like, within a day, she was like, wow. She's like, I have never seen anything like this. I was like, duplicatable. She goes, it's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And for somebody from another business to come in and say that, you've got something that works. I mean, numbers don't lie. They're just literally rolling at the moment.
Sure. How many people are you adding a month now?
Well, last month it was 1,200.
Okay. And what kind of turnover are you doing in your business total, like revenue?
I think last month sales of holidays, we were 600,000, just my team.
And when you do holidays,
but we don't make money from that. We don't earn a commission on the holiday bookings.
Nothing.
It doesn't work like that. We earn 10% commission on our front line, but we don't earn commissions off holidays. And that's why it works, because you're not pushing to the end of the month. There's no point system. It's literally.
So it's people are paying a fee in order to be an agent.
Yes.
And that's where the commissions are.
That's where you get your money. I get paid every single month for the people that are paying their subscription.
Right.
And then we get a 10% override on our number one.
They just book travel.
Book travel and then you earn the commission from the travel yourself.
You earn your personal commission, but not downline commission.
You earn from your front line, you earn 10% on your front line only.
Got it.
But you're not running. It's
front line and your customers.
And your customers, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
So there's not that you don't have to push people to sell. As long as people are paying their subscription, guess what? We're making our money.
Right. So you've had 4 years of pretty solid growth.
Yes.
And
starting to speed up.
It was kind of a strange time to get involved in travel. Right?
In a pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we were selling. What was the one thing that everybody would have wanted at the end of the pandemic? Everybody was stuck in their houses. I had the thing that everybody wanted. I just had to sit on it. We were selling home-based businesses in a period where people were working from home. Okay,
but they had nothing to sell.
They had nothing to sell. They were selling the travel. They were selling the dream. We were selling the travel agency, not the travel.
You were selling the agency that when this breaks, then everybody's
going to go well. So I was selling the dream. Selling the dream. And what did every single person want? They wanted to get out of their house. And I had the answer. So in the pandemic, it was wild. And people are going, why would you join a travel business in a pandemic? I was like, because every single one of you is going to use this in about a year's time. It was the forward thinking. It wasn't now many people would have said, no, I'm not doing that. Everybody that's making the millions joined in the pandemic.
What do you think is your superpower? I mean, if you're thinking about what other people joined when you joined, other people have joined since you've joined, other powerful influencers have joined, other people with background and experience have joined. What's caused you to be different?
Connection. I know every person's name in my business. I know everything about them. I make the connection so that they feel like they're a person, not a number. I joined network marketing and I felt like a number. Not one person is coming to my business feeling like a number. I know everything about them.
in depth?
Some more than others, but
Yeah.
I know enough about them to make them feel like, there's a community.
It's hard to do with 15,000.
Really hard to do. But I make sure, but I'm not doing it with every single one of them. I teach that. That's duplicatable.
Sure.
So I know everybody that I'm working with, and I make sure that they know everybody that they're, and that's a big thing of my teachings is make sure you know exactly what these people want, where they're at, who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And they never leave. I always joke with my, the CEO of our company is like, Rach just makes it impossible for you to leave because she's going to make you her friend.
Right. You don't leave friends.
You don't leave friends.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me what you see in the next 5 years for you. What's a goal for you?
I would like to hit, realistically, my next goal would be 250 a month. I think it's doable. I can see it. It's there. Tick. Definitely
How long?
doable. I would say year and a half.
Year and a half.
Mm.
And
At the rate that I'm going now.
And when she says 250, she's meaning $250,000.
Not $250.
Yeah. $250,000 in a month.
In a month.
Yeah.
I think it's doable. I know it's doable.
The
With
next
growth that we've
18
got
months.
In the next 18 months.
Okay.
I'd like to stay at number one
Mm-hmm.
and not be backward and not jumping number one, number two. I'd like to hold it.
I've been number one. I've gone back and forth between 1 and 2. I found out that it doesn't really matter. I mean, you just need to compete with yourself. If somebody comes in and just smashes and does something amazing, it's not going to make me feel less.
Oh, no.
You know what
no.
I mean?
But I think it's a tick. It's a tick. It's just one of those ticky
Yeah,
things.
it's
Is it going to make me feel different?
Thing.
No. But don't you find that whenever you get, okay, you're going to be like me. Don't you find that when you get to the next stop, and this is something that I need to work on. I get to it and I'm like, okay, next. I don't sit in it. I don't sit and go, actually, well done. When I got to 100K a month, I didn't sit there and go, yo, fair play. I was like, 125 next. I need to learn to sit and go, actually, that's quite a thing.
I don't know if you do need to sit there.
Do you not think so?
No, I mean.
Are you one that just runs through? I feel like I run through, not to.
I'm built that way as well. And I've always wondered if there's something wrong with me.
Yeah, I'm like, should I be more great? I'm grateful, but
I'm grateful but not content.
Grateful but not content.
Yeah,
it's not enough. It's
like
never
I'm
enough.
always in a hurry to get to the next thing.
Stage. But when is enough enough? Do you think?
Well,
do you think enough is ever enough?
No, I mean, here's the way I look at it. I look at it as the first part of your life is about accumulation, making sure you're taken care of.
Yeah.
For your family, for yourself, for your kids, for the way you want to live.
Yeah.
And then it flips and it becomes about how many people you can help. Right? So now it's not about
mission driven.
Yeah, it's not really about the 250. It's about how many people you're going to have to help to make the 250.
So I say to my CEO every single week when I speak to him, I'm like, my mission is to get every one of my team in their Rolex watches. So at a certain level within our business, you get a diamond encrusted Rolex watch. Mm-hmm. It's nice. And I'm like, I actually want to see every single one of my directors with one.
Yeah.
That's it. It's mission.
I would let go of that though.
It's mission. Would you?
Yeah. I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because you can't force somebody to get there.
Oh, no, you can't. No, you can't want it more. No, but they want it. Oh, these are my people that want it.
I know. I'm just saying.
Oh, I know.
I used to have the, we're not
going to save you all.
We're not going to leave anybody behind. We're all going to go there together.
No, I leave people behind now.
I let that go. And I work with the willing, the coachable, and the hungry. And that's where I work.
Listen, you taught me this.
Yeah.
I tried to save the world. I was out there. I was going to save you all.
I want to contribute to the people who are hungry.
Yeah, but like I suddenly realized there's only 24 hours in your day. And, you're a mom and you're a wife and you're a this and you're a that. I'm now very much like, listen, everybody gets me in the group. Mm-hmm. This is you. Everybody gets me in the group.
Time.
Yeah, everybody gets group time. As much time in your group as you want. But yeah, I've learned to run with the runners. When I say, my team, I mean my runners.
I know. And I'm not judging you when you say
yeah.
it. I understand your heart and I understand where you're trying to go with it. I'm just saying that
you can't,
the no person left behind thing.
Well, they will be left behind because they can't match you. They need to match. And we're getting faster and faster. And I actually put this in my group chat the other day. I was like, listen, you're going to get left behind. The speed, if you think that you can work at this level and still be up at the top, you're going to get left behind and you can't see who's coming behind you. And that's the thing. You won't see who's coming. We've got a shift in our leadership boards where people are overtaking. And they're like, whoa, where did that person come from? I was like, I saw her coming. You didn't. You've got to speed up. It's always a rate. There's always somebody. I love that. I love somebody behind me pushing me up.
Have you found that some of the people on your team have hit a level and they're comfortable there?
Oh God, yes.
How hard is that?
£32,000. £32,000 is the amount that people get to and they go, oh, it's enough.
A year or a month?
A month.
Yeah.
It's enough.
Why 32,000?
I don't know. It just happened. I think 32,000 is a certain rank that they get to, and minimum is 32,000.
And they kind of go into
and then they
retirement.
No, well, they're there.
They're hanging out.
I'm like, I see the numbers, and I'm like, yeah, not really. You're sitting on your team. You're turning up. You're doing a call a week.
Have you any success re-inspiring them, or no?
Well, I give them somebody's coming up behind you.
Yeah.
How comfortable are you? How comfortable will you be when everybody else is above you? Because that's going to happen. But what can you do? Because for a lot of people, £32,000 a month is a lot of money. It's money that these people have never seen before.
No, what people don't understand though is you're either growing or you're falling. And there's no such thing as build it once and have it for forever. And people think falsely in
Where
network
did that
marketing.
come from though? Where has that come from? Because
it's an old meme. It's an old meme.
Thing.
Build it once, have it forever. Do it for 2 to 5 years what other people won't.
It's a 4-year career.
Yeah.
Do it for 4 years and then you can leave.
It's such nonsense. It's like, not what entrepreneurs do.
No.
We build and we rebuild. We build and we rebuild. We build and we rebuild. People who build it once and then sit back, and for a while it's fine, but then it starts to roll up, because they're not feeding it, and their check starts to be affected. And when it does, instead of saying, you know what, that was my fault, they blame everybody. They blame the company, they blame the people, they blame the economy, they blame policy, they blame the comp plan, they blame the product, the technology, they blame everything, versus taking responsibility. So that's the sad part. The sad part is get to a level, go on cruise control, and enjoy that for a bit, and then it starts to decline. And when it starts to decline, then they blame.
But what's happening is also they lose their confidence, because where they were at the top of the tree and now they're not because other people are coming up behind them, they lose the confidence to get back in. And this is the issue that I'm having at the moment with people, with a couple of people where they got to a certain level and then they're like, oh, but my downline overtook me. I was like, because they were working harder. I was like, and
what difference does that have?
But if I come back, will people think? I'm like, think what? And I feel it's a thing. And they're like, oh, it's easier to kind of step back and just take my residual pay than come back as, oh, not quite the leader that I was before. Well, that's on you, that's not a thing.
Right.
That's you.
I mean, if people are looking for an excuse not to build, they'll find it.
Oh, every minute. Because there's a million excuses out there. I've heard every single one of them.
Yeah. Finding a real driver that can find the next thing. For me, it's about contribution first. Mm-hmm. How many people can I help?
Yeah.
And then it's the next thing. I realized that, especially in the last 3 years, how small I've been playing. Really small. Really small. Tiny. There's levels. And you don't have to sacrifice your life for it.
No.
You can have a nice life. You don't have to sacrifice your relationships or your kids or anything else. You can have a great life, but there's levels, and there's people who are thinking way bigger than you are. And that's the only thing, is giving yourself permission to think bigger.
Well, that's why we get into these rooms, right, with you.
Yeah.
That's why you do this, because it would be if I wasn't in or wasn't going to be in that room tomorrow, I would probably think that I've made it. Fact.
Sure.
I've made it. I'm number one in the company. I made it. Where can I go from here? Mm-hmm. You have to sit at the table. Bigger. You have to sit at the table where you say, you're
the big fish in a very small pond.
Yeah. And I have to get into that room where, oh, hang on a second, I'm earning the least amount per month.
You can have 150,000 instead of 15,000.
Yeah, Yeah. That's where the levels come. And I think these people sit and they're like, oh, but it's enough for me. I said, well, let's get you into a room where everybody's earning.
It's enough for you, but you should be scared to death, because if it's enough for you and you're not growing, it's going to fall.
And then it's not. They never think that will happen.
Then it's not going to be enough for you.
No.
And when it's not enough for you, you're going to blame.
Yeah.
So that's the real challenge, is figuring out how do you show people the future when they go on cruise control.
Yeah. It's a thing. It's
Yeah.
a thing. I mean, my thing is, does it ever end? Will I ever leave?
Well, but why would you leave contribution?
I wouldn't.
Why would you leave passion?
I'm like,
why
is
would
there
you
an
leave
end in
creation?
network marketing? Is there ever an end?
Why would you leave service? Why would you leave
I couldn't.
helping other people?
I couldn't.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
It's really interesting that you come in and you're giving, it's that whole side hustle, earn a bit of extra money, and then it becomes a career.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's more than a career now.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in my career, but there's more.
Yeah.
There's much more.
It's mission.
It's a stepping stone to things as well. I mean,
there's levels. I'm just telling you, the big word is give yourself permission.
Yeah.
To think way bigger. Way bigger. Way bigger than 250. Way bigger than 15,000.
Oh, I've not even started.
Way bigger.
Yeah, I've not even started. And I say that to everybody. I'm like, nobody's made any money yet.
Yeah.
Nobody in our company has made any money yet. Fact.
How many people do you have on your team that are making 6 figures a year?
At the moment, I had another 4 pop on Saturday. So at the moment, there are 15.
15? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
2 $500,000.
Yep.
One's coming tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
And then a lot of people making 500, 1,000.
Loads of people. Lots of people sitting between the 5,000 and the 10,000. But they're coming. And it's like, it used to be like a little rank up here, a little rank up there. Now it's like, it's popping. It's,
right.
You know, we're hitting, as for a new company, we're just about to hit that. And I'm like, wow.
Nice.
It's exciting. It's exciting. It's exciting. To be where I am now, knowing that we've not started.
Right.
Is. Whew.
So what advice do you have for somebody who wants to build a network marketing business? Maybe they're living underneath their potential.
Yeah.
They're not building as big as, they don't look like you look, no offense, but they don't look like you look. They don't have the bubbly personality. They're just an average Joe or an average Josephine or whatever. They're just an average person out there. They want to build a business, and they feel stuck. What advice do you have for them?
I think people have got to understand that network marketing doesn't discriminate. It's not a type of person that wins in network marketing. And network marketing networks. Their network might not be my network, but they have a network. So just get out there and speak to your people. I think it's very easy to look at people on stage and go, do I have to be that person? No, you just have to be you. Mm-hmm. And being you, unapologetically you can win in this business. And just shut out the noise. Never listen to anybody who has, everybody's going to give you an opinion.
Yeah.
And that's the hard bit though. That is the hard bit, trying not to listen to the noise.
Yeah. Everybody's got an idea of the week.
Yeah. My husband rolled his eyes when I came back with $7. My first paycheck was $7 and he was like, oh, here we go again. Hang in there with me, baby. Next one's going to be much more. But, just believe and look at the people who have done it and just follow the lead. Follow the lead.
Do you think your kids are going to follow in your footsteps?
I dread to think what they're going to do. One of them may. She may. She's already out there with her little online businesses doing selling whatever she can. Yeah, she goes around my house and takes my clothes and sells them. And I'm like,
hey, those are my clothes.
I was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, but Mum, if you haven't worn it for a year, you're not going to wear it anymore. Okay. So she has got, the other one will be swinging around a pole in Ibiza somewhere. She's not going to do what I do.
In Ibiza.
She'll be somewhere. Maybe.
You never know.
You never know.
Let them find their path.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, this has been lovely.
No, thank you.
Having a little conversation and putting a stake in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
We can look back 5 years from now.
And we will look back 5 years from now.
Yes. And we can say, remember that? Remember where she was back then?
Remember when she was only making $1 million?
Took off? Yeah. So congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
And you should be proud of you. I know you're only just beginning.
Just getting started.
Yeah. So that's my conversation with Rachael Lalji. And I hope you got value from it. If you did, make sure that you share this with somebody else. Pass it forward. Help us spread the word. I think the messages included in this conversation are universal and will apply to just about any field, any product, any price point. If you pay attention, success leaves clues. Okay? So pass it forward, go out there, make your life amazing, and I'll see you next time.